There we go. And we're possibly totally live without the intro. It's Wednesday. Welcome, friends, to the Great British Mickey Waffle, wherever in the world you are joining us. Thanks for being here. And actually, have we got a show for you? This is seat of your pants stuff. So just bear with me because I'm in charge of all the controls. And actually, given what we're doing so far, it's not looking good at all. Anyhow, we have got a show and a half. We're going truly transatlantic as Ben and Becca are testing out the Disney Wi-Fi and possibly burning all of mine at home as well. And they're taking us to the happiest place on earth. We're going to be taking you straight to Disneyland in California. Welcome to the Great British Mickey Waffle. And we're live.
Now my wheels in motion and my windows open with the wind blowing in my hair. I'm driving down the highway, gonna do this my way. I can feel it in the air. Here I
go. There you go, the show with no intro. But hey, we're going to have plenty more music where this comes from. So without further ado, I'm going to hand across to Ben and Becca because actually this could be a technical nightmare, but you never know. It's live. So here we go. And thankfully, you've actually just finished the stage show, so it's a little bit quieter than it was before we started.
Just a little bit. I
do like the brass band, though.
Oh dear, that was going to be fun, wasn't it? Hey, welcome. And it's lovely to see you. And look at this, look at that clear skies, the whole lot.
I was going to say, it's like this happened just for the show. It's been grey and cloudy all week.
There you go. You're taking the weather with you. That's what we like.
Oh, it's lovely. This is just incredible.
How's it been so far? That's my first question because actually I know you posted pictures, but you've been really quiet in sending messages and pictures to me, which I really respect because it actually adds a lot more to the show tonight. Because a lot of the questions that I've got are just all about what was the feeling like when you walked in, because that for me is the one thing that I think gives me sort of goosebumps thinking about going to Disneyland and obviously I know we normally do our news feature, but you know. You could be doing this in Abu Dhabi in a few years' time as well.
Oh, I know.
Well, you know.
Have to pair it in with a Grand Prix as well.
Hey, now there's a thought.
But yeah, it's been good. We walked into Disneyland this morning, and they've started decorating it for the 17th anniversary.
Oh, wow.
So it's interesting colour scheme.
Yeah, it's weird though.
Really?
I've got more feels walking into Disneyland this morning than I did on Monday.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know what it was.
Yeah.
But I felt more emotional this morning.
Yeah. It's weird. We've also used Lightning Lane for the past couple of days. Our first couple of days, one a day in each park. But now we're just enjoying it, soaking up that atmosphere.
And it sounds so good.
It's just it's really difficult to describe the feeling you get. I love Walt Disney World. But there's something about just walking down and seeing that castle.
Yeah.
It's much smaller. Everything is, the whole park.
Yeah.
Everything just feels smaller and closer together.
And it doesn't feel like it takes you ages to get from one part to the part to the other. And and John, you've got to add this to your list.
I think that becomes much more apparent. I know last week, we were talking about park icons and we didn't really extend it too much into all the castles of the world, but I actually think that this is just something that I think everybody has to go and do once in their life.
I think we already said this is one of many trips.
Wow.
There's just something about it that just feels more at home. I love Walt Disney World. But this gives me the same feels, and it's very different.
It's constantly changing, even throughout the day.
Yeah.
So you get different characters walking around at different times of the day.
I have to admit, we did California Adventure yesterday.
Yeah.
And absolutely blown away by Adventure's campus.
Yeah, now, see, and I think this for you is possibly a big thing because, again, being massive Avengers fans and things like that,
Yeah.
you probably understand an awful lot more than what I saw in Paris. And admittedly, yeah, the Paris version is all right, but
Yeah.
you still can't get over the fact that it's still rock and roller that's been reconfigured to a little bit of an Avengers overlay, quite
Yeah.
badly, I must admit. But to go and see it in there must be absolutely incredible.
Yeah, it was. You got quite emotional as soon as
I did. The minute we walked into Avengers Campus,
Yeah,
the Avengers theme started going at the exact time, and it was like, that was my oh my god, I'm here moment.
oh dear. It's just so good though. I know when we do shows like this, it is such a real test of Wi-Fi. It's a test of everything. We know fine well that a lot of what goes on YouTube will end up getting claimed for copyright. Because of the background music. But it's the actual sharing of what it's all about.
what surprised me a lot is the food quality here compared to what's
Yeah.
sold. And it's amazing. All the quick service options just feel just much better quality, and the price isn't much different to what you get in the Disneyland.
Ah,
And
And do you
feel
think
there's
that is-
a lot more snacks? And,
yeah. Do you think that's because they're catering more for like the local and the American market, much more than in Orlando, which is very much based around a tourist market, as opposed to people who go regularly and people who want to visit,
yeah,
probably
it's a little
throughout
bit like
the year.
Disney Springs in Orlando, where a lot of the food places there are more aimed at locals that
Yeah.
keep visiting again and again.
And I think the menus change more often. The snacks, especially, seem to
Really?
rotate and be different. Because we went through our list of places that we wanted to eat a couple of months ago.
Yeah.
Come here, and now some of those things are not on the menus.
Yeah. I'm just reading this comment. It may be small, but the magic is huge.
It is.
That's exactly
Oh.
right.
Hang on a second. This is great because I've got such a setup tonight that actually I might even. There we go.
Well, I'm gonna turn our camera around.
There you go. It's there, and also, yeah, there you go, and also in the chat when sort of we've got a few people there, but I've got Shackle in the chat as well, who's actually recently been there, and first time listening. Look at that, first time listening live. There you go, Shackle. I'm pleased with that. You probably picked the wrong week because I'm in charge of the tech, so it's likely to go belly up. That's a good question, though. Shackle's asking, do you think going to the parks on the first day after arrival would work okay?
No.
And there you go.
Not in our experience.
Yeah.
And with the jet lag. Not at all.
We managed to make it through until about 6:30 local time.
Yeah.
We arrived. We got to the hotel at 3, so we managed to push through about 3 hours.
And that's the thing, isn't it? Because after a 10-hour flight and things like that, it's just like,
Yeah.
it is and then trying to stay awake given the change in the time zones and things like that, isn't it?
Yeah. It really is.
When we're still not on LA time.
That's true. We're only here for 5 nights.
Yeah.
But we'll have that weird
Yeah.
sort of feeling when we get back home tomorrow. Day off.
Yeah.
So I've got the rest of today and we fly late home tomorrow evening.
Wow.
No Fantasmic, I'm afraid, Christina. Krishna, sorry.
I can't even read the comments today.
Can't see the comments.
I'm just gonna go through the comments because actually I know we mentioned Heather, but Heather, thank you. If you're feeling bored this afternoon, feel free to pop in and join those guys in there in the park. We've got Samantha in the chat, we've got Wendy in the chat. Samantha's asking how the weather has been. That's we're British. It's a very British thing to ask. I like that, you know.
Yeah, that is true. It's been interesting. It's been not too cold,
It's been cooler than we were expecting.
but today's
Hey,
made up for that.
you might have to go buy a jumper. Nothing worse than going
Oh.
abroad and having to buy a jumper
I've
as
done
well.
that already.
Done that. We've been shopping.
We did worry we were going to have to go and buy extra trousers.
No, it's still
I
shorts
hate.
weather. Just.
Yeah, I hate it. I hate it when it's like that. I must admit, it's
But
one
yeah,
of
we
them.
were in the queue for Tiana's earlier, but it went tech. So we had to leave the
Got
queue,
you.
and it's on our list for later.
Hope
No,
if it comes
good.
back up running. I don't think it's back running yet.
Yeah.
I could just listen to the soundtrack to this all the time. And actually, what I'll do for everyone, if you're watching at home, you don't want to see my face, so I'll just chirp in from the background, like, you know. But I'll put you on there, so you just get a real flavour for the actual place. And I think what's really nice is that they've left the trees. One of my gripes about Magic Kingdom is the fact that over the years they got rid of the trees,
Yeah, it's
And-
incredible.
and they're still there. I just love the soundtrack. We could just play the soundtrack and that'd be it. That would just keep
just for the next
it
hour.
It's just
keep me
amazing.
happy.
Yeah. Should we take a wander down Main Street?
Yeah.
Oh, hey, go on.
Fine.
Let's test the Wi-Fi out. That'll be
Yes. See what happens.
it. Yeah. Otherwise, I'll do a live commentary of the halftime of the Arsenal game, which I've just managed to find.
Well, the biggest thing is not to try and trip down these stairs, especially when you know you're live.
That would be good when you're live, wouldn't it? That'd be a right good one.
I don't get £250 for you being framed.
That would be something, wouldn't it?
We had our first beignets earlier.
We did. Oh,
Really? Oh, cool.
Yeah, amazing.
Really? Oh, wow.
Yeah, we'll probably have to go back and get some more later.
wait, you might. Been here 4 hours. No.
Wow. It just looks amazing.
If anyone sees anything they want us to explore, let us know in the chat.
Oh, we could go on that Challenge Annika sort of bit, couldn't we? You know, it's just like, and that's only for people who of a certain age who understand what Challenge Annika was all about back in
Yeah.
the day. You know,
There's Mickey.
see, he heard we were live. That's it. You know?
Yeah. I love the Roman characters.
It just adds so much. It really does.
What's really weird is all of the shops are in the wrong place compared to Magic Kingdom.
Yeah.
You can understand it.
You get that.
Yeah.
One more thing to add to it.
The next round is.
It's getting so warm and thinking we're going to get an ice cream.
I'm thinking, why is everyone wearing jumpers and jeans? 24 degrees.
It's really amazing because actually it's the type of place you don't need words, and I think this is
Yeah.
if you listen to this on a podcast, I know there's not a lot of talking and stuff like that, and we're relying on pictures, but I hope on the podcast it comes across as just the ambience of walking up Main Street in Disneyland. It just looks beautiful. It really does.
So cozy in a weird. So everything is so close.
Yeah. It's perfect because you're getting absolutely everything that's just sort of happening around and about.
Should we go look up to the partner statue?
Oh, cool.
Okay, what's been our favourite snack meal so far?
I know you like the beignets,
Yeah.
but I'm still slightly partial to that.
That was the earliest one. Right. Currently do have the back like that's
There you go.
It's just ice.
I'm just going to stick myself on screen just in case I lose your Wi-Fi. At least then we don't have a completely blank screen.
Sure.
Oh, my headphones died.
Yeah.
Oh no!
I think Becca's
There we
headphones
go.
have died that we've been using. So let's see if we can go a slightly quieter place so we can hear you.
Okay.
Like heavy instruments. There you go.
Okay, can you hear us?
Yeah, can do.
Yes, yeah, yeah.
Oh, I've got no audio.
Oh, that's interesting then.
Yeah, good old technology.
Yeah,
Kids
exactly.
test us.
It's not do more than that, I tell you. I'm on seat your pants stuff here and tell you.
Okay, let's go now. I can hear you now.
Oh, that's good.
You can
Again.
So is
you'd be saying everything
it
about me. I couldn't hear you.
is the screams that we can hear in the background from the Matterhorn bobsleds?
I don't think it's the Matterhorn, no, because
No.
that's refurbishment.
Right, got you. So what is it? What is this? The ride in the background that we keep hearing the yells from people, or is that just general people Disney excitement wise? Like
What did the thunder?
The thunder's not far.
Not that far.
that might be it.
I mean, nothing is that far.
That is
That's
true.
even better. Yeah. Right, I'm gonna put you guys back on full screen again because I think the Wi-Fi is a much better quality now.
Okay, let's
There you
carry
go.
on this way.
Yeah.
Oh, you can see monorail.
Oh, they changed it.
This is so cool. It really is.
Do you think it's called Castle Gardens?
Yeah.
Don't they?
I think there's the Evil Queen.
Ooh.
Cool. A couple of questions for you. I think there's, the chat is absolutely on fire, which is always brilliant. Mark Whiting's joined us. He actually said, "Don't say anything about the castle being small. She's very sensitive to that as well."
She's gorgeous.
Thanks for joining us, Mark. Sam's asking how are the crowds been, because actually that's always going to be one thing that.
Oh.
And I know next week we're going to be looking at Epic Universe in the show. Again, because it's getting close to opening, but everyone at the moment is always talking about how busy Universal in Orlando has been and how that impacts upon rideability and stuff like that. How have you found the crowds? I know you said that you got express passes yesterday as well. You know, a sense when you can hear running water and it's not moving, it's always time to worry, isn't it?
This is brilliant.
Can you hear me again?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Here, you know.
Oh, that's fine.
We've worked
That's
it
fine.
out. Becca needs to stay on the right side of things.
We then need to stop turning
Perfect.
around.
There you go. That's what it is. Yeah. So, first question: how the crowds been? That was Sam had asked us that.
Not too bad.
Yeah.
There are some places that are quite bottlenecky. Like Port Orleans Square, for example.
Yeah.
There's a lot of outside New Orleans Square.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Port
Disney
Orleans.
World, head on. Yeah, because part of the queue for Pirates spills outside into the walkway.
Got
It feels
you.
very congested.
So it's a little bit like
bad.
Paris, that in a way, isn't it? Like,
Yeah.
I'm going to put you onto single screen because, like I say, people don't need to see me when you've got something like that to actually watch and enjoy. No, we'll just watch. We'll lose the picture again. That's just beautiful, though, isn't it? It's only when you see the castle up close like that, and you actually get such a massive idea of how different it is in design and how different it is in just how it looks to the eye, from anywhere else at all.
Fancy that.
There we go.
Oh, huwag kami sa mga stop.
And use the key for Big's bag.
In 30 minutes.
30 minutes.
Where's
I say a quick hello to Julie Smith, who's joined us as well. Thank you for joining us. Good to have you watching. And we've got James as well. Thanks for joining us, James.
Oh, where to go?
Pull it out.
And anyone listening to this bit who hasn't already started singing at home, please join in. I can hear you from here.
No, we have looks like the one.
On the left, we get the storybook with canal boats. Heather, Small World is still closed.
We're very excited about it.
I can hear the sadness in your voice.
You can hear the sarcasm.
You guys would only break it. You'd only break it anyway.
Yeah, it's true.
I do love the colouring of this one, though. It doesn't have the bright, wacky colours of the Walt Disney World one.
Yeah.
It's a bit more
Subtle.
subtle. I was going to say classy.
Classy Small World.
Yeah. I don't know, maybe it's just me.
Oh yeah, I need mine. It gets divided.
So, Wendy's asking, did you ride Alice in Wonderland?
Not
Not
yet.
Yeah,
Not actually sure it is.
yeah.
With Justin.
Oh, did we?
Yeah.
See, I put that line, that same joke. I did it. I always put in a trip report as well when talked about the aerial ride in Magic Kingdom, but it generally has other and a different undercurrent to it, which is quite rude. Which thankfully, Wendy, I know you're a far more less childlike person than I am, so you obviously meant that really naively and innocently, but it still makes me giggle. So, oh wow, That just looks amazing.
It was supposed to open end of April, but they're still doing work on it. I can see boats going around.
I was gonna say.
Oh, soft
You
bait,
just come
soft
up there,
oak.
you can see people doing work.
Yeah, that's
Oh, is
true.
there? That's a shame. I was going to say you might have got a soft opening on
Darn, we missed
That
it.
time.
it. You break it again. There we go.
Just
We've
before
got-
it opens.
Yeah, we've got Watson's Do Disney. I'm not sure whether that's Robin or Simon. But thank you for joining us. I'm not quite caught up with Robin. I'm assuming Robin's still away. I think that's
Yeah, she's still in Florida.
yeah, all right for some. That's all I can say. Yeah.
It must be 3 weeks by now.
Wow. But you look as if you're having an absolutely superb time. You really do. And there you go. And Simon's watching at home. Simon, you could have got on here and just in case the Wi-Fi went, and we could just talk rum and things like that, just to fill the time in, you know. But no, it's good. Enjoy the rest. Enjoy the rest of your holiday, Robin, and we'll catch up with you when you're back. You go and you get a little flavour. Yeah, get a little flavour for the music, which obviously will then give us another strike on the YouTube copyright as well, because they always flag on that one.
Let's see how many they're going to get.
I know, yeah. There you go. Cheers, Simon. So I did say you should just jump on and then when the Wi-Fi goes, and I kind of cursed the Wi-Fi a little bit because our picture's frozen. But in between times, we could just talk rum. That's what I was saying previously. You were obviously watching on mute, not having to listen to me, which is always a good thing.
Need this land.
We don't have a cartoon stand. I'm excited. Definitely put Lincoln's Railway this park.
I just like it with the El Capitan bit.
Yay, I love that.
So I'm gonna go to that dual picture layout since your picture's frozen again, so that's always a nice thing as well. One of the things I think I would also point out is just, and again it follows on from last week's show, is just when you look at so much of the sights and the sounds of what we're actually seeing, and we talk about how iconic it is, but every single scene within Disneyland has been photographed so much that you kind of remember exactly what it's all about, and I just, that bit fascinates me because we're truly in like that iconic first part that Walt designed, and just really does sort of hit home with just how good it is. Oh, there we go, look. See if this holds up. There you go.
Oh.
Thank you.
Well, your friends, take a stroll around the area. If he walks away, go ahead and follow and ask him for quick pictures or autographs. If you have an autograph, go ahead and hold it up to a certain page. Sign.
Oh, wow. That is superb. That is lovely. I think what hits me there is how respectful people are.
Yeah.
In that actually, I can imagine that happening in Walt Disney World, and there being a real rammy around the character, and yet everyone there seems to be really polite and
Yeah.
really sort
They
of
give the characters distance.
that you would like to think that it would catch on, but actually I don't. I think it's actually just very respectful there, and I honestly don't think it'll catch on, unfortunately.
Let's go like that right here.
I think that's quite a good call as well. Is it? Yeah, there is hardly any characters around Walt Disney World, and so when people get excited, then they have to have that. Yeah, I can see that as well.
You're going to say the wrong bit.
Well, dead end.
You're going for the finer hidden detail. That's what it is. It's
Just hunting the Wi-Fi.
yeah, exactly.
That's a conveyor.
Why is she doing so loud? There's the trash right there. Give my niece snacks, but
Do we think we can go on the railroad?
I think we can try.
I think that's the one where you then have to put up with me for the rest of the show, isn't it? Sometimes. Mark, thank you for joining us. Appreciate you being there as well. And the railroad is just one of those things that you just love so much as well. I'm just going to. Oh no, it's holding up. It's holding up. There we go. So your Wi-Fi is holding up better than mine at home. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, no. Go?
Just got the background music.
There we go. I agree with you, Heather. It's absolutely amazing. Canal boat riding, looking at all the miniature scenes. Oh, that is. So there's one of them in Paris, and it's actually one of my favourite little parts because it just totally relates to just hidden detail. That's a great call. Here we go. I can hear a train as well. So yeah, thanks, Mark. If you stay in the park closed this evening, one of the popular attractions is the sleeper train. Any station, and you can only get off at Main. Yeah, that's a good way of saving your legs at the end of a park day. Always a good idea. Thank you, Robin and Simon. Yeah, that would be so cool, wouldn't it?
Minute wait.
Too bad.
Might be a little ways off.
Might be something like 4 minutes.
Walk around, walking around.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that the train's going to be a bit longer
Yeah,
than we think.
that's okay.
Thanks, Greg.
Boys, come here. Boys, I'm not doing it.
Tell you what, guys. One of the things that really amuses me about a lot of live streams, and when you watch a few of them, is how much you dip in and out of other families and the things and how they communicate to each other. It truly is within a theme park. It's quite on point at times as well, isn't it?
And tomorrow. Okay.
It really is. There's so much you overhear from people's trips.
Yeah.
So it's slightly random. They sell pickles in a pouch pretty much everywhere.
Okay. Yeah.
Sorry, I just
No,
saw
that is the most random statement of the evening. Yeah, pickle in a pouch, which for long-standing viewers and listeners, you will actually understand is the one thing that really did amuse both myself and Claire. So much so that Claire actually bought me a pickle in a pouch, which was in Chile last year. So obviously, being so chillied up, I couldn't eat it, unfortunately. But it is a thing.
Yeah.
You're all right.
Most parts stand have them.
Yeah.
Yeah. I we were walking past one.
So you'll be glad to know as well. Look, we've actually had. I'll see if I can do this as well. I'll just add Simon to the stage. Look, we're now on 3 screens as well. You see. So thank you, Simon. Thank you for joining us. Oh,
Quick rapid
chirp.
join.
Yeah, you can chirp him whether you want. I put it back on full screen with Ben and Becca because actually, yeah, so it is actually a much better thing. But we can now hear you. So just be wary that you can be heard. Please do not swear. It's like Big Brother, isn't it?
I'm not a big swearer, John. You must know that by now.
Absolutely. I'm not going there, Robin. I actually think you magically got changed. You get rid of the mankini. Is that what it was? Yeah.
Yeah, because that's what I generally wear around the house, John. Mankinis. Yeah.
Brilliant.
Yeah, listen.
I'll play this out. Thank you.
So I'm just trying to orientate where we are roughly in the park now. Is it the Matterhorn to one side?
It's Matt Horn's on the left.
There you go. You can actually see it as well, which is even better.
I absolutely love this ride as well.
Yeah.
The Alice in Wonderland ride there. I think it is such a well done little ride. The one bit I really think about Disneyland, especially in its Fantasyland area, is it feels more whimsical than Disney World does.
Yeah.
The same sort of vibe you get at Disneyland Paris that has that same whimsical feeling about Fantasyland. I think there's a closer tie there between Disneyland and Disneyland Paris in that feel. And some of those rides in there are they're not big or long or like e-ticket type attractions, but they're just fun. And I always love going out on the roof of that bit in the little car. So if you haven't ridden that one, make sure you get on that ride. Same for Mr. Toad's Wild Ride.
Oh, cool.
Something that you don't get at Disney World. So
yeah. I did read something this morning on social media where someone was saying that it needs to come back to Walt Disney World in order to give it a little bit more character, a little bit more of the olden feel. And you're just like, here we go. We're going to get another YouTube strike for the Star Wars music as well. There we go.
Maybe we can just talk over it, John, so you can't hear the music constantly.
Yeah. I think that's one of the other things as well. Heather, totally agree with that. That is actually the one thing. I know Wendy mentioned it earlier as well. We're not going to talk over this Saturday, I don't think.
So I did join slightly late, but Becca, what have you guys done in the park so far? Is this your first bit of exploration of Disneyland itself now today?
Second day.
So you've already covered some things. What's been the highlight so far in terms of what you've seen, what you've ridden? What's been the two things, the best thing you've experienced, and then the best ride you've been on so far?
I really enjoyed Hyperspace Mountain. A lot more than I thought I would. It's so much smoother than Disney World's. And experience-wise, we did a meet and greet with Captain America and Spider-Man yesterday, which was phenomenal. So that's my two.
Oh, it's difficult. Ride-wise, Indiana Jones. It's the same ride system as Dinosaur, but it's incredible. What else? Experience-wise, I'm going to have to go along with our meet and greet with Captain America and Spider-Man. Oh, actually, if I'm an additional ride,
Cheetah.
Guardians Mission Breakout.
Oh, wow.
That was incredible. A lot more intense than Tower of Terror.
I walked out. I did the queue.
But have you felt that you've experienced the sort of pull that Disneyland? That I find Disneyland has kind of grabbed me a bit more than Disney World recently. There's something that feels kind of like a strange magnetism to Disneyland. That it feels like, to me at the moment, like there's more of a buzz about in Disneyland than there is at Disney World.
Definitely. And I have to admit, I think with all Disney World, there's some changes going on that's going to look negative to. So lots of Muppets, the changing of Tom Sawyer Island. I think, I don't know, there's more positive buzz about it.
You did say yesterday, I can understand why they chose Cars Land for that frontier area.
Yeah.
The
Right, got you.
Muppets is a difficult one for me.
that's not mate.
And generally, how have you found the layout of Disneyland compared to how Disney World's laid out?
Very similar to Disneyland Paris.
Yeah, it's there's a familiarity to it, but at the same time, it's different.
Yeah.
So you walk down Main Street and you're like, oh, I know this, I'm used to this, and then you realise the confectionery is halfway down the street, and Main Street Bakery is
Different.
3 doors down, and all of those little bits.
Yeah. And just going back to the question from Shackle in the chat as well. How was the experience of using the lightning lanes? Was it something that you felt you had to go with, or did you do it purely to get on certain rides?
Okay, we did it, bought it once for each park. The first day we're there,
Yeah.
and it meant that we could ride what we wanted to. I think there's only 1 or 2 we missed.
Yeah, I
Um,
would say for California Adventure, yes, because the queues getting up to an hour plus long yesterday.
Yeah.
And Lightning Lane would have been nice to get on a few bits, but we
Yeah.
were kind of just mopping up and enjoying the experience yesterday.
Yeah.
Here,
I don't think we needed it.
I don't know, because the queues have started getting that long.
It goes with
But they
everything.
didn't-
Same with Walt Disney World.
Yeah.
If you're in the park early, you can get on most main attractions
Yeah.
and spend the rest of the day doing the smaller attractions.
But I know you said you were only going for 1 day,
I would get.
so I would think about it definitely.
Yeah. And
So we know
also,
we've had 3 days. We've got 5 park days. We didn't
Yeah.
need it, but we thought it'd be best to try and get everything done, and then we can revisit them.
that's a good idea. I've got just a question. Sorry, I put the wrong one up on screen. Heather's asked us as well. After seeing Cars Land, are you more excited about what's coming to Magic Kingdom? And I'm going to shove that to Simon as well, because actually, you guys have all seen that now, and I know I'm vehemently on the Tom Sawyer Island front and things like that. But has it changed your mind?
Yes,
Yeah, definitely.
I would
Wow.
happily pick up Radiator Springs and just put it exactly there now.
What about you,
It
Simon?
makes so much sense. Radiator Springs is just incredible. Walking in that area was emotional last night. Like,
I can understand why they are as well. Tom Sawyer Island is, for all that it's lovely and it's got lots of talented people, it is a bit of a waste of space. People don't go over there. And it's a shame
Yeah.
they're getting rid of the Liberty Bell and Rivers in there. But
I think it'll be a great addition, John. I think the one thing that is really good about Cars Land in Disneyland is it feels so polished as a land, like it's almost too well done. Like it looks really natural, and there's a lot of little details in how that area is put together. But the Radiator Springs as a ride, it's far in excess better than Test Track is. Similar ride vehicles and design, but just the fact that you are completely immersed in that Radiator Springs like environment is the one thing that I think definitely sets that above Test Track. And when you're inside the internal theme of it is great. The race component of it is really good. So I think if they can bring some of that same flavor to Walt Disney World, I think it will be a good addition.
Yeah.
I don't know to what extent they'll replicate the enjoyment and the buzz that Radiator Springs as a ride brings. I don't know enough about what that ride's going to look like yet, but I think, yeah, it needs something like that to invigorate a little bit of excitement into bits of Magic Kingdom for sure. So,
yeah. No, that's fascinating because actually, when you've seen it and you've seen what's actually planned to come, that's apart from someone like me who's always harking about the past and things like that. Wendy, I'm completely with you. You missed Tom Sawyer Island because I'm another one. I do go there, and I think that's the thing. It's that whole thing about missing a place that you really love, and if you know what's coming next. I think this is the reason why I'm actually asking these guys, because actually they've seen it and they actually know what's actually there. So I think that is really sort of a much more positive way of doing it.
I have to say the one thing I'd be interested from Ben and Becca is if they come away from this trip,
yeah,
the same way I felt after October.
Yeah.
One of the big things I came away with was that I've swung to having Disneyland and California Adventure as being my current favourite of the American parks.
I'm going to agree with you, Simon.
Yeah, I love California Adventure.
There's just so much I love how close-knit the certain parts of the attractions are, especially when you're like down near Indiana Jones and you've got Jungle Cruise and Pirates and Pirates. You've got all of that as you move through to New Orleans Square. It's just it is hustle and bustle, but it just has a different vibe.
Yeah, Tiana's actually fits where it's supposed to go.
Yeah,
it makes sense.
So yeah, it's interesting to hear that you've already got that same feel of Disneyland. That there is something that's quite special about being immersed in that place.
I'm looking forward to going to Walt Disney World in the summer, but I think I'm going to love it comparing.
Yeah.
So Walt Disney World needs to step it up and see what they bring, because I know they've got their D23 in August, and I know they've announced a new theme park today, obviously in a different area of the world.
Yeah, and it'll be interesting to see how they balance that. I mean, it's the Abu Dhabi one's not going to be using their 60 billion investment or however much it is they've got available to them, but it'd be interesting to see how they balance the effort and the resources there against the resources they need for their commitments that they've made at Disney World with all of those additional attractions they're bringing in, the additional hotels they're working on there. There's obviously additional things coming to Disneyland as well, new attractions coming in California Adventure, but yeah, it'd be interesting to see how they balance all of those factors up. So
I think one of the things, Simon, as well, one of the things with the Abu Dhabi news today was it was very clear from the outset this morning when it came out, was the whole fact that it's not going to be Disney's money that they're actually going to be using. It's all private equity money from Abu Dhabi.
Yeah.
And Disney are basically just licensing out all the resources and actually probably lending a lot of Imagineering there, which hopefully isn't to the detriment of what's actually. I think that's probably the point you're trying to make. It can't be to the detriment of what they're trying to rebuild within Magic Kingdom, because actually that'd be a horrible sort of feeling, wouldn't it? Like,
yeah, you don't want a load of their team to say, look, there's something big and shiny over there. Can we go and work in Abu Dhabi for 3 years? And we're all shipping out of Florida because this is big and shiny for us to work on.
Exactly.
I guess it's going to be a similar setup. I'm not going to go near the human rights and the questionable element of that with Abu Dhabi, but I guess it's going to be a similar setup to what they have with Japan, right? Where the Japan parks are not remotely owned by Disney, but they have that same IP licensing arrangement.
Yeah.
So it looks like something very, very similar that they'll do with the Abu Dhabi park. I guess with private investment, it does bring that element of they are in essence buying the product from Disney. They are buying the attractions from Disney.
Yeah.
But there's an element of it's almost investment in Disney as an organization, and that may drive further enhancements and developments that arise through what they've developed for the we'll call it the private sector.
Yeah.
What they've done for the private park there,
Yeah.
in that they may bring some of those additions of what that new technology, new ideas come from that. So I guess it's exciting, but we'll wait and see. But
Yeah.
I think the with everything around Epic Universe, right? There's a lot riding on Disney World's enhancements that are to come to see what we get.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
For me at the moment, Disneyland just tips that scale over to being like just as well as the place. The climate of California is nice by and large.
Looking at the pictures that are live on screen as well, you know, it just is, in a way, it's a place you're familiar with, and yet I've never been, and yet it's a place that you actually, I'm putting myself into Ben and Becca's shoes as you're walking back down Main Street there, and I just feel it's so brilliant. It really is, and actually I can see exactly why you said it and why Ben and Becca said it. You have that much more of a homely feel to the park as well.
It feels far more grounded. I think, Ben and Becca, what's your view on that? I think for me, I always notice how grounded it feels in its surroundings there. It feels more mature, the greenery surrounding it. It feels like it's more enveloped within its surroundings and less kind of stark. I don't know what your thoughts are on that from your views of how you've seen it so far.
Very similar. There's just some trees, and it just feels like it's meant to be here.
Yeah.
It's not as stripped back as the Happiest. As much as I like the Harp and as gorgeous as it is, it's a bit more natural.
It feels like when fall comes, you'll get loads of the leaves on the ground. That's what I always think of. Autumnal leaves falling on the ground later in the year, and it's green and lush at springtime. I always get the feeling that from Disney World, having been there throughout the year, it always feels like a consistent 30 degrees and summer.
Yeah.
You don't get much in that of a seasonal variation. I think that, I guess it means you've got a consistent experience that you've got warm heat and maybe the odd bit of thunderstorm and wetness. But the view there, look how green and lush the surroundings are around the fire station. And
that's the bit that struck me, Simon, I must admit. And admittedly, I think even in Walt Disney World, it was a needs must bit, because actually they couldn't sustain having so much of the trees that were there, not just for the crowds, but actually to try and keep them alive as well. I think as well. That's wonderful, absolutely wonderful. Oh, there you go, perfectly right on cue as well.
And guys, have you experienced any of the transport yet?
No.
We went on the railway for a little bit yesterday.
Have you done the full loop of the railroad yet?
Oh yeah, we've done about half of it.
Yeah, absolutely need to make sure you do the full circuit of the railroad, because the last third of that is where it's really radically different from the Disney World in terms of what you experience as you go around. So definitely ride that all the way around. But the great thing with the majority of the transport there is that it runs nearly the full day. So the buses, I know the tram's going away. I assume there's probably you might be at a lunchtime or parade slot that they're putting it away.
Parade starts at cavalcade in about 5 minutes.
Yeah. So that transport, you can, unlike Disney World where it's done by late morning, at Disneyland you've got the ability to ride that throughout the day.
Yeah,
I'll have one later.
So I think should we wrap up? Yeah.
I think that's probably a really good place to finish. Guys,
Just give us the lowdown on what you've got left for the rest of your stay. How many more days have you got? And
well, we got here when we get here Saturday.
We're on Saturday. We've got the rest of today and
Tomorrow.
majority of tomorrow.
Yeah.
We
Fly back.
11 p.m. tomorrow.
Wow.
So we've got to go and do a little bit of packing tonight, but we're trying to work out what part to go to tomorrow. We've got a reservation for here, but we're thinking we should. Depends how much stuff we get done tonight.
Yeah.
There's not much left to do. We've got the shows
Some shows.
in Star Wars Land.
And some of the Rise of Fantasyland.
Yeah.
That's perfect. I'll just say it's been an absolute delight for the past hour and a bit. Just going and seeing a place that, again, you just really, really want to go and visit. And you know, you guys have just had the most amazing opportunity to do this, and it's just absolutely stunning to see it, to actually see it, and to actually experience it on the screen with you. It's just been brilliant. So I appreciate you giving up part of your holiday for this, because that's more than anything else. I think that is one of the things, and also the fact that both of your phones, both of your headphones are going to be completely out of battery. So next stop is going find somewhere to recharge everything, so you can enjoy the rest of your day.
And recharge yourselves as well.
Yeah. So
we'll of course do another podcast with wrap up of our trip over next month or so.
definitely. I think it'd be absolutely brilliant. And as always, I just have to say thank you to everyone who's in the chat as well, because again, I think you guys have got a lot out of it. You've contributed so much as well. And so, Simon, thank you for joining us, because actually
it was quick.
It was, and actually, I must admit, when I press end stream, I'm not expecting any title music to come up at the end, because it didn't at the start of the stream. So, well, we can deal with that.
I was gonna try and take the opportunity to just sit and watch the guys whilst they helped me reminisce about the good times of Disneyland. And but no, it was good to be able to join in and get some live updates from you. It was great.
If anyone's ever watched Police Squad, right, you know the very end credits of that, when they all stand there at the end and just freeze. I think we need to do something like that, and then just keep pouring
the coffee.
Yeah, just while we're until the stream ends. And as I said earlier in the show, we are back next week, same time, and unfortunately, everyone's back in the UK. So, what better thing than to be talking about? We're going to have a little chat about Epic Universe and just the run up to the opening there. Ben and Becca, enjoy the rest of your holiday. It's been an absolute delight doing this, and until next time, we'll see you soon.
See you real soon.
See you real soon.
There you go.